Hey everyone, this is Jayashree and this is a video for Intel 4040. And now, Intel 4040, it is a microprocessor which was a successor of Intel 4004 and it employs 10 mu million silicon gate and it executes 62,000 instructions per second. It is made up of 3000 transistors and it gives addition of extra lines and interrupt and hardware halt support commands plus a double of program ROM address ranges. And this is Intel 4040. It is made of ceramic C4040 variant. And let's know about general information for Intel 4040. It was launched in 1974 and discontinued in 1981. It has data bit of 4 bits and address bit of 12 bits. And characteristics of Intel 4040. It has address bus, operating frequency and performance. First, address bus. It has 12 bits of ROM and 13 bits with bank switching commands and 10 to 8 bit of RAM, and it has command to read or write from overall 8 bit address space. And next, operating frequency. It has 500 to 740 of Hertz main clock. It is of two phase and overlapping. 62,500 to 92,500 8 clock machine cycle per second. Each instruction require either one or more machine cycle to read and execute, meaning a rough average of 62 kips at 740 Hz with an equal mix. And its performance, climb execution time of 850 ms to add 232 bits number, or around 1175 such operations per second, and approximately 10 machine cycle per digit pair. Next, 8-bit process 8080. The Intel 8080 is the second 8-bit microprocessor designed and manufactured by Intel. It was appeared in 1974 and extended and enhanced variants of earlier 8008 design. Then it is specified clock rate or frequency limit for 2 MHz with common instruction using 4, 5, 7, 10 or level cycles. As a result, the processor is able to execute several 100,000 instructions per second. And this is Intel 8080. It is of C8080A processor variant and white ceramic package, solder seal metal lid and gold pins. These are the characteristics of Intel 8080. And this is architecture for Intel 8080. It has an ALU and flag flip-flops, decimal adjustment and timing and control, which is write and control the bus, which has a data bus and interrupt control, hold control, wait control, sync and clocks, accumulator, temp register, accumulator latches, and 8-bit internal bus data, instruction register, instruction decode and machine cycle encoding, and it has a multiplexer which has a register select, and last it gives the address buffer. And let's see some characteristics of Intel 8080. And it is a successor of 800A and it has some same basic instruction and register model as 800A, although it is neither source code compatibility nor binary code compatibility with its predecessor. The 8080 also adds 16-bit operation in its instruction set, whereas it will be using like HL register pair to indirectly access the 14-bit memory space. And first, register edit. So it has 7 8-bit register that are like A to L, and each will be have like 3 16-bit register pairs like B, C, D and HL, and A is a primary 8-bit accumulator depending on the particular instruction. And next, flag register. It maintains internal flag bits such as status register, which indicates the result of arithmetic and logical instruction. There are some flags that are sign 0, parity, carry, and auxiliary carry. So first sign, it said the result is negative. 0, unsaid if the result is 0. Parity is if the number of one bit in the result is even. Carry said if the last addition operation resulted in a carry, or if the last subtraction operation resulted a borrow. An auxiliary carry used for binary coded decimal arithmetic. This is pin diagram for Intel 8080. First, A10, it is an address bus 10 and GND is ground, and it has an D4 to D0. Like D0 refers to an reading interrupt command, and D1 is an reading level means writing, and D2 is accessing the stack. D3 is just like halted by HLT instruction, and D4 is writing data to an output port, and D5 is reading first byte, and D6 is reading data from input port, and D7 is reading data from memory, and 5V is a power supply, and reset it used to force execution of command located at address 000, and hold is direct memory access request, and int, that is an input interrupt request, and INTE, it is also an output. It has two commands for setting 0 or 1 level on this pin, and DBIN, this read, the process reads from memory or input port. WR is an write, and SYNC is support the separate address and memory space. It has an output, and HLDE, it is also an output which confirm the direct memory access, and ready, it is an input, wait, it is an output, A0 to A2, it is also an address bus, A3 to A11, it is an output which is address bus can switch into high impedance state on demand. Next, physical implementation. So Intel 8080 is an integrated circuit, and it demands extra voltages. It was manufactured in silicon gate process, used a size of 6 μm, and it has a single layer of metal that was used to interconnect the approximately 4500 transistor in the design. But the higher resistance polysilicon layer which require higher voltage for some interconnections, and it was implemented with transistor gates, and it was its die size is approximately 20 mm.